Hi everybody, how are you? It's Nina again. I hope we're doing fine riding out this terrible monster virus, that's what I call it. Please remain vigilant, stay home please, and listen to the authorities, listen to the local authorities, just listen to your authorities and keep your family safe. I'm offering these videos through Friends of the Cabildo and Yoga at the Cabildo. We are on YouTube, so you can go to Friends of the Cabildo and find us on YouTube. I appreciate it. You can give me a like or a comment. I also appreciate that I'm doing this. Friends of the Cabildo is a nonprofit. I normally have classes 3 days a week at Yoga at the Cabildo, and now I am doing this for you, as my gift for you. So, we are going to practice Utkatasana, which is chair pose, and we're going to do some variations of chair pose, and we will make our way down. It's a lot of work in our quadricep muscles, a lot of work in our hip flexors once again, and then we're going to bring it down and we're going to do a pose. I know you're dying to do this. It's called Ekapada Raja Kapatasana. Y'all want to do that? Good. That's one-legged Royal Pigeon Pose. So it will be a great counter pose for Utkatasana, chair pose. Got all that? Okay, so why do we do these poses anyway? We do these poses to always balance the body. I like to talk about that. But we do the poses, I call the asanas, to prepare the body. We prepare the body for a meditation practice. You can sit in after class, after this, any of my classes are complete, you can sit in a comfortable position, nice and tall, close your eyes, think about the breath, inhale and exhale through the nose, and think of something positive, just one thing. It can be your grandchildren, it can be, the warm sun or a big mountain. It can just be anything that a lake, water, anything that's very positive. Just think about that while the breath is nice and smooth. Close your eyes and try not to let anything else come into the mind at that time. So it's just really just touching on meditation, but preparing the body to sit in a comfortable position for 5, 10, 15 minutes is what we are doing right now. So with that said, our first position is going to be Samasthiti. We're sitting nice and tall, standing nice and tall. So bringing your awareness to the beautiful breath. Inhale and exhale through the nose. With every inhalation through the nose, it's long, it's smooth. You might think you've inhaled the full breath, but there's probably more to inhale. And then there's a pause between the inhalation and the exhalation. It's very subtle and soft. And then you begin a nice long exhalation through the nose. And just when you think you've exhaled the breath completely, most likely there is more breath to exhale. So you inhale, it's a free, open, full breath. The chest rises. You gently pause the breath. And then you begin your exhalation. Nice and long and smooth. Pause the breath. Prepare for the next inhalation through the nose. So we're always inhaling and exhaling. I talk a lot about engaging the belly. We're working our core muscles, and our core muscles will keep us strong yogis. We need to be strong to win this battle, right? Okay, so Samasthiti, where am I? Back to Samasthiti. The feet are only hip distance apart. Our hips are this wide, only this wide. How awesome is that? The feet are pointing forward. Spread the toes wide. Press the base of the big toes and little toes into the mat and the very center of the heels into the mat. 3 points in each foot. Evenly distribute the weight into the feet as if you're making a triangle with each foot. Distribute the weight equally. That is our base, our foundation. And then engage the muscles above the knees. Squeeze above the knees. The arches of the feet will rise as you root the feet. The kneecaps will rise as you root the feet. The tailbone reaches towards the earth. It's gently pointing down to lengthen the lower back. The rib cage is lifted high. Your shoulder blades are sliding down the back. A little tuck of the chin lengthens the back of the neck, and you are reaching through the crown of the head. We're creating complete opposition throughout the body. Right here, we're creating space in the body for that beautiful breath to occupy all of those spaces that we just created. So just kind of keep that in mind. So stand like this for 5 more breaths. You can close your eyes. Make your face expressionless. Wiggle your fingers and toes for 2 more breaths. Open your eyes. Inhale the arms out to the sides. Surround the body with gratitude. And exhale the hands home to the heart center. Thank you once again. Once again, I'm Nina, and I am with Friends of the Cabildo. All right, you ready to practice? Let's go. Okay, I'm going to turn my body to you. We're going to do just a little bit of movement with the breath. We're connecting the breath with movement. We're connecting movement with the breath. When I go forward and when I come up, I'm always thinking about a long spine. So keep that in mind, as opposed to spinal flexion, rolling the spine down and coming up with a rolled spine. It causes bad posture. It causes possibly kyphosis in the spine, which is rolling of the spine. So we always want to think about our posture and hinge from the hips coming forward, okay? All right, so inhale the arm up. And then you always want to soften the knees to fold forward. Notice I'm keeping my arm alongside the ears to come forward. It helps lengthen my spine. And then I release that arm down. Inhale the opposite arm up alongside the ear. As I come up, I try to keep my arm in line with my ear so the spine stays nice and long. And then I gently go back without throwing my hips forward. It's the upper back that moves forward. Exhale, fold forward. Draw the belly in. Inhale, arm alongside the ear. Come up. Go back. Connect with the breath. It's a big inhale. Fall back. Exhale, draw the navel in, fold forward. Inhale the opposite arm up, alongside the ear. Come up, way up, go back. Connect with the breath. Exhale, draw the belly in. Warming up the back of the legs, the hips rise. 3 more times. Inhale, come up. All the way up, gently go back. Exhale, fold forward. Last 2, inhale, the arm comes up, the body falls back. Exhale, remember that pause. And then exhale, come forward. Last time like this, inhale, both arms out to the sides, surround the body with peace. And exhale the hands home to the heart's center. Okay, we're gonna go right into just a nice gentle back bend. So, inhale the arms up, very gentle. Interlace your fingers. I'm gonna stand back a little bit to make sure you can see me. And then can you roll your palms facing up? Now from here, instead of the shoulders in the ears, I'm relaxing my shoulders down the back. This is called Urdhva Hastasana, upward facing pose. Lift your chest, inhale, and then gently move back. It's a nice gentle back bend. Tuck the chin, come back to center. We're gonna do that 2 more times. I'm drawing my tailbone down to lengthen the spine. Inhale, the heart rises, and go back. Looking up, I'm not throwing my head back. I don't do that. It's not good for the neck. Tuck the chin, come back to center. Exhale. 1 more time. Lift through the arms, soften the shoulders. Inhale, the heart rises. Gently go back. The belly is active. The tailbone is soft. Breathing like this, looking up. I'm still thinking about my feet. So I'm not pronating in the feet or supinating in the feet. I'm keeping my feet evenly distributed. Breathing like this. Tuck the chin, draw the belly in, fold forward. Notice I'm coming forward with a nice long spine. The heart is leading me forward, not the chin or the shoulders. It's the heart and navel that travel forward. Take hold of your elbows and let the head release down in our first forward fold. This is a variation of Uttanasana. Breathing like this. Okay, if you're not able to go this far down, you are perfectly fine placing your hands on your legs, reaching through the crown of the head and the tailbone. You are bending from the hips. You are folding forward, and you're getting a nice stretch in the lower back. That's the main purpose of this forward fold. Or come all the way down. You are in an inverted position. The blood is rushing to the brain. This is highly detoxing for the brain to be in an upside down position. It calms the brain. That's why we do a lot of forward folds. Oxygenating. It's just such a wonderful difference. We're always standing up. Change the fold of the elbows. We're always in an upright position, so inverted positions are really, really, really awesome for the brain. Spread the shoulder blades wide. It creates calmness of the mind. It helps release tension. Not to mention, you're getting such a nice stretch in your lower back right now. So in this position, visualize your tailbone is reaching towards the earth. I immediately drew the belly in when I did that, towards the earth. Okay, so you're going to lift your chest, lift your head. You can place your hands on the lower back with the elbows pointing up. Press the hips down. The entire body comes all the way up with one nice long spine. Good. Okay, so remember, you are mirroring me. So if I bring my right arm up, you're going to bring your left arm up, okay? So just keep that in mind. Mirror me. So I'm going to try not to say too much right and left. Just follow me that way. So what I'm going to do is cross the foot over my ankle. My toes are on the outer edge of the foot. I'm basically on that supported foot. There's a little bit of a balance challenge right now. Lift your heart. You always want to lengthen the spine to prepare an executed pose, or to prepare yourself before executing a pose, I should say. Okay, remember, mirror me. Inhale the arm up. Exhale, fold over. The opposite arm travels over to the opposite side and reach. You're surrendering this shoulder down. Reach. It's a huge stretch in the left side of the body. We need to work this, especially at this time, because it helps the lungs breathe and create space in this body in the event you do become sick. Inhale back up. Okay, so you weren't holding your breath the whole time. That whole time I was over, you were breathing, correct? Lift. Draw the navel in, travel. Exhale. Last time like this, big inhalation, open your heart. Engage your belly, travel. Once again, soften the shoulder down, reaching through the arm. Now from here, you can turn your head and look down. Breathing in this position for 3 more breaths. Can you direct your breath into the side of the body? Big breaths there. Breathing like this for 2. Soften your face. One more nice big breath. Take your time, inhale up to release. Soften that back knee to release across the legs. Good. Here we are. Let's do the other side. Shift your weight to this leg, this foot. Spread the toes wide. Cross over. My toes are on the outer edge of the foot. I'm sitting tall. Oh, I want to check in with my hips right now. Lots of times in this pose right here, what happens is my pelvis might want to move back, right? So now this hip is in front and this hip is in back. So I'm always trying to keep my pelvis stable. They're on the same plane. One hip isn't hiked up, okay? So just try to keep that in mind. The knee is opened out to the side. Lift your chest, open your heart. Inhale the arm up, reach for the sky. Exhale over, draw the belly in, and lengthen. Oops. 2 more times. Big inhalation. The heart rises. Exhale, fold over. Breathing and reaching. Direct the breath here. Feels so good. Inhale, lift your heart. Lengthen. Exhale, fold over. Over to the side. Direct your breath into the side of the body. Just feel the rib cage expand as you breathe. All of the muscles between the ribs are expanding as you breathe. You're creating so much space in this side of the body right now. Breathing. One more big breath. And on your next inhalation, come up. Exhale, release. Soften the back knee to release the cross. Good. Let's fold forward again. Utthita Padangusthasana. The feet are forward. Lift your chest. Inhale the arms up. Keep your spine long, 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 and fold forward. So the feet are still hip distance apart. I'm taking my index finger and middle finger, and I'm going to cup between the big toe and the middle toe. Between the big toe and the middle toe, my 2 fingers are cupping in between the big toe and middle toe. Elbows out to the side, the head releases down. Breathing like this. So the first thing I automatically did was walk my shoulder blades towards my hips. Elbows out to the side. Can you think about spreading your collarbones wide? Always creating space in the upper body. Breathing. Padangusthasana. Turn your head gently to the right and left. Take your time. Release any hint of tension in the body and in the neck. Come back to center. Nod the chin as if in agreement. Nod. Yes. Very nice. Take your time. Release the toes. Place your hands on the back. Your elbows are pointing straight up. Lift the chest, lift the head. Now I'm pressing my tailbone and my lower back down as the entire body comes up as one unit. Good. Utthita Padangusthasana. Very nice. We're going to do a standing twist. This is my go-to standing twist. I like it because balance is a big thing. We're balancing on one foot. So shift your weight to this leg. Remember, mirror me. My right leg, your left leg. Arms out to the side. Inhale the leg up. The opposite leg up. Turn towards that bent knee. Don't disturb the hips. Don't disturb the leg. Keep it forward. We're working in the obliques, the internal, external obliques, and in your waistline. Lift your chest. Inhale. We're going to go into that direction again. Turn. Keep your chest open. Pivot. Turn. Slowly. Only one more time. Inhale. Grow tall. You can place your toes on a block right now if you're having a problem with balancing. It's all good. Breathing. Exhale. Turn. Notice I'm keeping my hips forward. Can you open the arms out to the side? Turn your head towards the wall behind you and extend the leg forward. Breathing like this for 3 more breaths. Stay focused for 2. Take your time on your next inhalation. The body travels back to center. Bend the knee, the foot releases, and the hands travel back home. Let's do the other side. Once again, your focus is to not disturb the hips. We're working in the waistline. We're working our spine. There's so many discrepancies in the spine. No such thing as a perfect spine. So these beautiful little twists just help create balance in the spine. All right? Shift your weight to the opposite foot. It's my left foot, it's your right foot. Arms out to the side. Inhale the leg up. Draw the belly in. Turn without disturbing the hip or the leg. Keep your elbows wide open. Twist, turn. Slowly inhale back to center with the breath. Grow taller. Open your chest. We always want to lengthen the spine before executing a rotation. Turn towards that leg. Last time like this, how slowly can you inhale back to center? We are connecting with the breath. Grow tall. Open your heart and turn. From here, maybe you can open the arms out to the side. Maybe you can turn your head towards the wall behind you and extend that leg forward. Breathing for 3 breaths. Keeping the face and breath soft while the body's, whoops, didn't mean to do that. When I balance and I talk, it's a challenge. Turn and extend. Okay, where was I? Keeping the breath soft, keeping the face soft while the body's under tension. That's what we want to do. Take your time. Inhale the body back to center. Bend the knee, the foot releases, and the hands once again travel home to the heart center. So isn't it comforting to know that we're all in this together? Balancing can be a bit challenging. Okay. The belly is your best friend whenever we balance. We're going to fold forward again. This time we're going to do a pose called Utthita Padangusthasana. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. I'm keeping my spine long, very, very long, all the way over, way over. This time we're going to stand on the base of our hands. You don't have to do this. You can take your elbows or place your arms on the legs. I'm going to slip my hands under my feet, and I'm going to walk my feet towards my wrist, elbows out to the side. Head releases down, and the hips rise up as you exhale. You need to engage these muscles. The opposing muscle here, these are the quads, the hamstrings. When you engage, you will soften these muscles, and possibly on your next exhalation, you engage the belly and you just might go a little bit higher. Surrender. Breathing like this for 3 more breaths. Padangusthasana, hands to feet. I'm walking my toes towards the wrists. My elbows are out to the side, and the head surrenders down. Create space between the shoulders and the ears. How much space can you create between the shoulders and the ears right now? Elbows out to the side will keep my heart open. Breathing for, well, that was 3 breaths. So we're going to place our hands back on our hips, release the feet, press your hips to the earth, and come all the way up again. Got that? Good. Padangusthasana, hands to feet. So every time we fold forward, we go a little deeper in our pose. You can still take your elbows or place your hands on your legs and work like this. Okay, what we don't want to work like is this, dropping the head and rounding the shoulders. You want to imagine, if you look in the mirror and you see that you're in this position, what I want you to do is look in the mirror and try to imagine that your shoulder blades are trying to kiss right now. They're coming towards each other. Tuck your chin, the neck is long. Remember, everybody is different, B-O-D-Y. Okay, feet are forward. Utkatasana, chair pose. A lot of work in the quadricep muscles and in the hip flexors, but that's okay. Because after that, we're going to create space and stretch out and do a nice counter pose. Ekapada Kapotasana. Love saying it. Okay, feet are forward. Bring your hands to the heart. Spread the toes wide. Inhale the arms out. Bend the knee. Utkatasana. Inhale back up. Draw the belly in. Bend the knee. Bring your groins back. Inhale back up. Draw the belly in. Soften the shoulders. Bend the knee. Utkatasana. Okay, we're not lifting our hips up. We're arching the back. No. We're softening the tailbone gently towards the earth. The belly is active. My groins are moving back. My toes are pointed forward. If my toes were not pointed forward, this is what you will do. Very detrimental to the knees. The knees will always follow the direction of the toes. So when the toes are pointed forward, in most cases, the knees will travel forward. And then on your next exhalation, fold forward and let the head release down. And then we're going to connect with the breath into Utkatasana. Inhale back up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, draw the navel in, fold forward. Lift the hips, head releases down. Last three, inhale. Exhale, draw the belly in, lift the hips higher. Head releases. Last two, big inhalation. Okay, if your hands cannot go over the overhead like this, you can always have the hands to the heart center like this. That's if you have an injury. If this is making you tired, I say continue moving like this. Exhale, fold forward, correct? We want to challenge ourselves. Last time, inhale, Utkatasana, stay here breathing. So once again, check yourself out in the mirror. My shoulders are soft, my chest is open, and I'm gently surrendering my tailbone down. It is such a slight action within the body. So I want to lengthen my lower back. So just visualize from the back of the head to the tailbone is one beautiful long line. 2 more breaths. And then inhale the body all the way up. Exhale the hands to the heart center. Resting. Everybody good? Hope so. Okay, let's balance. This is what I love about balancing. Is the fact that we fall. Okay, I'm just kidding. But I'm just going to show you real quickly. We're going to cross the ankle over the knee. And here we are. It's like, okay, all right. Okay, I'm falling. You know what's good about that? Every time you micro fall or try to catch your balance, your core muscles are doing this. And you're learning to reflex, reflex, reflex. And I think that is a good practice. So it's okay. It's okay because if you do get into an accident, you're going to, even if it's just tripping over your own 2 feet, you are going to engage your core muscles and you are going to prevent yourself from falling or getting more injured. Okay, because you're engaging your core, you're protecting the spine when you engage your core. All the muscles around the spine are engaging. Okay, I have a lot to say today. Shift your weight. My right foot, your left foot, mirror me. Bring your hands home to the heart center. Spread the toes wide, cross the ankle over the knee, open the knee up. I'm checking in with my hips, my knee is open. Very good. Inhale, both arms up. Can you bend the knees, sit the hips back into your one-legged chair pose? Inhale back up, please. Exhale, sit down. I'm bringing my hips way back, bringing my groins back. Last time, inhale like this. Exhale, sit back. Soften the shoulders, breathing for 3. Stay like this for 2. On your next inhale, come up. And you release as slowly as you went into the pose. Shift your weight to the opposite foot, please. Spread the toes wide, root the foot. Cross the ankle over the knee, open up the knee. My hips are on the same plane, one hip is in height. I'm always checking in with the pelvis area. Whoops. There you go. You see what happened? Bang. I engaged my core. I felt it. Inhale the arms up. Ooh. Draw the belly in, sit back, please, in your one-legged chair pose. Soften your shoulders. Inhale, root the foot, come up. Exhale, sit back. Woo-hoo. Balancing has always been my challenge, but I keep at it and I keep going. Inhale, lift your chest. No egos in this room. Sit back, way back for 3 breaths. Stay focused for 2. Take your time. Inhale back up. And exhale, release. Good. We're going to do another variation of it's getting warm out here. Summer's right around the corner. We're going to do another variation of Utthita Padahastasana. So instead of standing on the base of the hands, we're going to stand on the top of the hands. So I'm going to slip my hands under the feet like this. Every time we move forward, we go deeper into a forward bend. This is not available for everybody. It's okay, okay? Everybody's at different levels. This is an intermediate, totally mixed level class. I don't expect everyone to stand on their hands right now. So take your elbows or place your hands on your legs and let the heart lead you forward just like this. It's perfectly fine. Or lift your chest, inhale. Exhale, fold. Engage your belly, fold forward. Okay, so in order for me to take my hands under the feet, I'm going to bend my knees. So bend your knees. I'm going to slip my hand under the foot. I'm walking my toes towards my wrist. My fingers are pointing straight back. I'm going to do the other side. My fingers are pointing straight back. I'm going to open up my shoulders immediately. Let the head hang, no creases in the back of the neck. And then I'm going to exhale the hips up high. Padahastasana, standing on the tops of your hands. Open up your chest. Breathe. Don't hold your breath. One foot, one hand, one foot on the base of my hand. My palms are on the mat. My fingers are pointing straight back. My shoulders are open. The head releases, and I lift my hips up. 3 more breaths like this. Take your time and release, Coming up with a long spine, lift your chest, lift your head, press your hips down, come all the way up. Great. Everybody good? Okay, we're going to do Utkatasana, and we're going to twist in the pose. We're also going to extend one leg back. That is extremely advanced in my book. So please don't do it. If you're just starting, don't even attempt it. It's not worth it. It's just going a little deeper in the poses. You can stop right where you are, okay? So I'm going to bring my feet, I'm going to turn to the side. I'm going to bring my feet hip distance apart. I'm going to inhale my feet are rather close. They're rather close. Inhale the arms up, sit down in your chair again, bring the hands to the heart. I'm going to grow tall. So imagine I'm lengthening my spine, and I'm going to turn to my left, which is your right. And then I'm going to place my elbow to the outside of the leg. I am twisting. I just lifted my belly and placed it outside the leg. I'm going to check in with my knees to make sure that my knees are, one knee is not in front of the other knee. We're twisting right here. We can stay right here, or that opposite foot Can you step it back? Lift the knee up. You're twisting. Breathing. Breathing. Very mindfully, root that front foot. Step the foot to meet the opposite foot. We're still twisted. Come back to center. Inhale up. Exhale down. Let's see how the opposite foot goes. Inhale the arms up. Exhale the hands to the heart. Sit down in your awkward chair pose. Remember, before you execute a rotation, you need to lengthen your spine. So lift your chest, inhale, draw the belly. First, twist your body. I'm going to my right, you're going to your left. First, do the twist, and then place the elbow to the outside of the knee. Open up your heart, twist. So before you step the foot back, you need to totally 100% execute the rotation first. Totally twist. And then, mindfully shift your weight to your left foot as your right foot walks all the way back. Whoops, all the way back. Now, once I'm here, I'm going to sit nice and tall, rotating, and I'm going to lift that back knee up. It's very active. My front knee is over the ankle. I'm turning my head. Very, very much of a balance challenge here. Y'all got it? 2 more breaths like this. Lift the thigh up, walk the heel back. Breathing. Take your time, step the foot. Oops, I'm all over the place today. Step the foot forward, inhale all the way up, and exhale all the way down. We're all in this together. Breathing. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Look at my spine. It's long. It's long. It's very, very long. And then I'm going to come down. So we just did a lot of work on our quads right now. And we've done a lot of flexion of the hips. Just right now, see, we're flexing forward. We're flexing at the hip. So now we're going to extend the back. Step one foot back. Step the other foot back. Release to the knees. Sit back in child pose. Draw the tailbone down. Sit all the way back. All the way back in child pose. Breathing. 3 down dogs. Lengthen your arms, table position. Find that long spine. Okay, so I was looking at one of the tapes. I'm still rounding my back like this. I want to drop the back gently. Draw the chest up, but drop the back. Engage your belly. Don't drop the head, lift the head. How long can you make your spine? Okay, one thing I didn't say in my previous videos, this is a good way to externally rotate the shoulders and the upper body. In this position, the creases of my elbows are pointing forward. So look, I'm here, and now I'm here. This will externally rotate the shoulders, and that will help open the heart, okay? Index fingers are parallel with each other. Creases of the elbows are pointing forward. Curl the toes under. Inhale, slowly lift the hips up, and exhale the heels down. Open up your chest. Notice I automatically spread the shoulder blades wide. Reach your thighs back, way back. Draw the navel in. I have my ears in line with the arms. I'm gently tucked, so this will keep my spine long. I'm tucking my chin. It's okay to drop the head in this position. I'd rather see that than this, flexing at the neck. Go to the knees, draw the belly in, sit back. Lengthen through the arms. Spread the fingers wide, come to table position. With your index fingers parallel with each other, this will, coming back just a little bit. With your index fingers parallel with each other, it will help open up the chest and externally rotate the shoulders. motorcycle. On your inhalation, curl the toes under. The hips rise all the way up to go back. Peek at your feet. Your heels are invisible. I don't see my heels. We're all lined up. The belly is active. I'm dropping my heart gently towards my feet. I'm pressing my hands into the mat and walking my thighs way back, so far back. Breathing like this for 2 more breaths. And I'm trying not to put the weight in my wrist. It's as if you can lift your wrist up. I'm pressing the knuckles flat to the mat. Go to the knees, sit back in child pose. Draw the belly in, sit all the way back. You also want to press the webbing, so say your hands are down, between the index finger and the thumb into the mat, as opposed to lifting that webbing up, because what happens is you put all the weight in this side, and this will shoot straight up to your shoulders, and it could cause a lot of injury in your shoulders. That's why I'm not a big fan of this pose, because a lot of injuries can occur, like carpal tunnel syndrome. But I like to teach it so you do it right, because you're going to go to a yoga class and you're going to, in my view, not do it right. So I see a lot of this. I've done this before. Okay, look at all the weight on my wrist right now. Look at this pose. Okay, I'm going to immediately correct it from this pose. I'm going to soften my knees to bring my hips as far back as up and back as possible, and then I'm going to release my heels towards the earth. Spread the shoulders wide, draw the belly in. There is no pressure on my wrist right now. Press the webbing between the index finger and the thumb. Get the weight out of the pinky finger. Bend one knee, relax the opposite heel down. Breathing, I'm still keeping my hips back. I'm not moving my hips forward. Spread the shoulder blades wide. If you press your knuckles flat, you take the weight out of your wrist. Do I repeat myself? Repeat, 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 repeat. I want you to hear your inner teacher when you're practicing. Inhale, both heels up. Draw the belly in, opposite heel down. Spread the shoulder blades wide. Press your knuckles flat. Open your chest. Inhale, both heels up to the sky. Lift your sit bones up. I'm gently arching my back. It just feels so good. Arch your back gently. And then draw your tailbone towards the earth. And let the heels release down. You get a nice lower back stretch. Go to the knees, child pose. And that's your daily down dog. Breathing. And we're going to walk to one side. Reaching through that arm, that outer arm. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the opposite side. Reach to that outer arm. Breathing. Come back to center. Ekapadaraja Kapatasana, one-legged Royal Pigeon Pose. All right. You may need a block. So I'm just going to put blocks here just to show you why you may need them. I'll put them up here. This pose is not for everybody. It's a lot of pressure on your knees, so you might have to sit this out. Or put a blanket between the knee and the thigh as you're moving. Or it's the shoulders, the knees, and the hips. If you have a lot of discrepancies in your hips, this might not be a good pose for your hips. So not all poses are for everyone. So you can just sit this out, just watch, it's all good. And just slowly you can maybe work towards it, okay? I'm definitely not into injuring yourself and pushing beyond your limit. My hands are shoulder width apart. Okay, so remember that gauge? This gauge is really important for this particular pose because I want my spine long. I'm lengthening my arms, I'm sitting back, and then I'm coming right to a table position. I'm going to bring my knee. I will bring my right knee, you bring your left knee behind the ankle. And then I'm going to take my opposite hand and assist my foot forward to whatever degree you can go. So, in a perfect world, that shin is parallel to the front edge of the mat. But as you can see, I'm not even close to that, but that's okay. That's okay. So, I can see the base of my foot. I'm going to come forward slightly and walk my hands forward. What we need to do, the first thing we need to do is create as much space here as possible without, I need to move back a little bit. I can't tell if you can see me or not. We need to create as much space as possible. Curl the toes under, lift that back knee up, walk it back an inch, place the knee down. So we don't stretch out this area one great big action. We go in little bitty steps, little baby steps. Curl the back toe under, lift your back knee up, bring it back an inch, and place it down. Curl the back toe under, lift your knee up, walk the knee back, place it down. I'm going to keep doing this until I can't do it anymore. See what I'm doing? Little baby steps. Good, very good. And then I'm going to come back. And then I'm going to sit up. Now, as my body comes up, I want you to think about your tailbone moving down to the ground to lift your spine up. This is when the blocks might come in handy. Right here. And in a perfect world, okay, first of all, I'm going to turn my head to the back and make sure that my knee is behind my ankle, is in front of my ankle and in line with my hip, because right now our foot's going to want to do all these weird, crazy things. Another thing that we're going to want to do is shift to one side, like this, particularly if you don't want to put pressure on that knee. I think your body's telling you don't go any further to stop this. You can put a blanket under your knee also. It's all good. You can put a blanket underneath this knee. It's all good. Come back to center. So the first thing I want to do is check in with my tailbone's down. I want to check in with my hips and make sure that one hip isn't higher than the other hip. I want to imagine that my sit bones, the very base of the pelvis, those two bones that you sit on, one's not higher than the other. So I'm making all these little adjustments right now as I'm speaking to you so that my hips are balanced. And then from here, I'm going to inhale the arms up. Okay, you have to engage your belly. And move back. This is one version of one-legged Royal Pigeon Pose. And then exhale the hands to the heart center. Place the hands down. Maybe you can bend that back knee. Lift your chest. Turn your body towards that foot. Take the foot. So you're twisting, you're not just grabbing it. You're lifting and twisting to take the foot. And then you're going to let your body come back to center. Wow, now we're really working into our hip flexors. Got that? Now, if you're extremely flexible or hypermobile, your opposite hand just might take the foot. I'm almost there, but I'm not going to play with it right now because my upper body's not warmed up quite enough to take it. But what I can do is engage my belly and bring that opposite arm up. Breathing like this, I'm flexing my back foot, I'm lifting my chest, and I'm going into a variation of Ekapadaraja Kapotasana. You can go into the variation that you like. If you're familiar with this pose, go back. It's a back bend, draw the navel in. Very good, take your time. Release that foot down, and I want you to come all the way down into a pose that a lot of people adore. It's called Earth Pose. Earth Pose. This is a great posture, especially for that outer hip. I'm going to do the other side so you'll be able to see it. I'm tapping into my glute muscles, and I'm tapping into my hip extensors. And that piriformis muscle is oh so tight. One wrist on top of the other. I'm walking my elbows forward to lengthen my spine and place the head down. I feel my outer hip. It's a wonderful feel. If it doesn't feel good, just pretend it does. Say, oh yeah, that feels good. I'm not shifting over to that side. I'm trying to keep my frontal hip bones the same distance to the floor right now. My frontal hip bones, I'm visualizing that they're the same distance to the floor right now. Walk my elbows forward, come down for 2 more breaths. And then I'm going to slowly make my way back up. I'm going to shift to that hip, the bent knee hip. And I'm going to come forward. So here we are. We were down here. I'm going to come up. So we're going to do Padmasana as well. Lift your chest. That's lotus pose. Shift to one hip. You never want to move fast coming out of this pose, okay? You don't want to move fast coming out of any pose. Slowly bring the leg forward. Slowly come back to seated. My leg is forward. All right? We're still working. We still have to do the other side. Take your thigh and draw the thigh into the chest. I'm working my descending colon right now. Mirror me, okay? We're still on the same side. Mirror me. Breathing. And then I'm going to place my hands behind the calf and inhale the leg up. Soften your elbows down. This is a good time to check in with your elbows. Oh, I'm not sitting back on my tailbone right now. It's so easy to fall back. You're getting tired. Okay, I'm going to stay forward and lift the leg up. I'm checking in with my elbows to make sure that my elbows are the same distance to the floor. So my shoulders are balanced. My ankle's in line with my hip. Breathing. If it's available, you can take a strap. So you always want to have your strap close by and your blocks close by. Maybe you can take the foot. Soften your elbows down. Lift the thigh up. Don't lean back. Breathing. And then bend the knee. I want you to listen to my words. So easy for you to go into this pose, but you have to be careful. Take your left arm and I'm down here by my ankle and I'm going to hug that thigh into the belly. Okay, I learned this from Leslie Kaminoff. He wrote a bestseller book called Yoga Anatomy. I saw him back in Mexico around 6 years ago. Maybe this spring will be 6 years. He's not a big fan of this pose either, but he has to teach it because everybody wants to go into it. Okay, so it's all about flexion of this leg, flexing this leg. So I'm drawing the thigh into the belly. I'm keeping the knee as flexed as possible to take my hand and cup my foot, and then I'm going to turn my foot. I want to see the base of my foot. I'm preparing for this pose. I'm keeping my knee flexed. My heel is close to the pubic bone right now. I'm protecting the meniscus area and this whole knee joint area, big time. As I take hold of the leg, I assist the foot into the groin region, and then the knee floats down. I can see the base of my foot. My heel is close to the pubic bone. My foot's not doing this right now. It's not hanging out to the side of the foot like I see all the time. Here and here. And here we are. This is called Ardha Padmasana, half lotus pose. Sit nice and tall. This is where most of us are. If you know you can go into full lotus pose, I'll just show you for a second. You need to sit the body back to take that foot up into your leg. I don't want you to just say, oh, I can do that. You need to move so slowly in these poses, okay? So you can do Ardha, which is half, or full lotus Padmasana, full lotus pose, it's all good. And I'm going to lift my chest and turn the body. Turn your head. Big twist here. I just got a nice little, let's just call it an adjustment in my back. I'm still on my sit bones, and I'm turning my head. Come back to center, lift your chest. Draw the belly in, turn the opposite direction. Turn your head. I'm placing my hand to the outside of the leg. It helps me twist deeper. Turn your head, turn your shoulders. Such a wonderful twist. Breathing. Come back to center, lift your heart, and let the body travel forward. Keep your hips down. This is fine right here, or here, or here. Soften your elbows, let the elbows become the same distance to the earth. If your elbows are down, distribute the weight equally here. Tuck your chin, lengthen the back of the neck, 3 breaths. Sit up. To release the cross, you need to sit the body back. To release the cross, it's just a little bit safer for your knees. Extend the legs forward. Dandasana, staff pose. Point and flex. Point and flex. Rotate. Shake it out. Breathing. How y'all doing? Good. Everybody said you're great. I'm great. So just doing all of these poses and my instructions, you have to stop what you're doing and stop thinking about all this stuff going on, and you have to think. You have to think about what I'm telling you to do right now. That right there is a part of meditation, because you are focusing on one point. You're focusing on one thing only, what I am telling you to do. This will train your mind for a one-point focus, right? Does that make sense? It's pretty cool. We're gonna do the other side. So the first thing I want to do is get that gauge in my body to sit back in child pose and lengthen my arms. Reach through the arms, spread the fingers wide. I'm gluing my hands to the mat. They're shoulder width apart to come up into my table position. Then I'll take my left knee, but it's going to be your right knee, behind the wrist. And then I'm going to shift gently to the side to take my foot and bring that foot forward to whatever degree you can go. And then I'm going to start releasing that opposite hip down. Bring my hands forward. So I go in very small, very small movements here because I don't want to pull a groin muscle. I curl through the back toe. I lift my knee up. I inch it back. I place the knee down. I curl through the toe. I lift my knee up. I bring it back an inch. I place it down. How slow can you move to stretch out your groin region on your left side of the body? And then, so here I am forward. Now we're going to go into a really deep back bend. So I have to visualize and do my tailbone towards the earth as my body comes up. Very, very important. Engage your belly. Here we are. Lift your chest. Once again, which I've said this in a previous tape, if you press your foot down, the back knee just might rise up a little bit and take pressure off that knee. Try it. Press the top foot down and the knee might come up. And it's like, wow, that's easy enough. Breathing like this. Breathing. I'm engaging my belly. To inhale the arms all the way up and back. The belly has got to be engaged right now. Breathing, go back, fall back. Look up. Breathing. And gently bring the hands back home to the heart and place the hands down. My foot's behind my knee. I'm going to bend the knee and flex the foot. Bend the knee and flex the foot. This is the area I was talking about on the other side, this piriformis muscle. Ooh, it's a tiny muscle and it's tight. It has a ton of muscle fibers, and boy, that's it. Piriformis syndrome, it is just like, this is such a great stretch for that. That's why I call this the runner's pose, because they love doing this pose. Lift your chest, inhale, because we're lengthening the spine. And then I'm going to turn first before I take my foot. Turn, turn, twist, twist. Then I take my foot to slowly come back to center. Okay, once again, you can always use a block if you need to use a block. Flex the foot. Maybe the opposite hand can take the foot, maybe not. I'm so there, but I'm not 100% there yet. Lift your chest, soften your tailbone, bring the arm up. Look up, draw the belly in. It takes a lot of core strength to be able to balance like this. Stay focused for 3. Keep the breath soft for 2. Take your time and come down. Take your time and come all the way down. So at this point, my frontal hip bones, we call that the ASIS, frontal hip bones, I'm trying to visualize that they are the same distance to the floor right now, same distance to the mat. So I'm not shifting over here, or I'm not shifting over here. I see that mostly on this, shifting on the hip. Why? Usually because the knee hurts. So if the knee hurts, pain, you need to stop. Totally stop. There's no benefit going to pain. We need to stop before we get to that point. Breathing. Breathing like this. You can come down if you wish. Reach the elbows forward to lengthen your spine and come down. Woo. Woo-hoo. Right here. Wow. Awesome. Soften the shoulders. Surrender in this pose for 3 more breaths. If you place the third eye at the bony part of the wrist, It stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is very calming and relaxing. It releases tension in the body. It taps into the nervous system. So it's a great place to be. You want to move extremely slow coming out of this pose, please. So I'm going to slowly and slowly make my way up. As my body comes up, my tailbone's pointing down. And then I'm going to shift to the hip of the bent knee to slowly bring the back leg forward. Okay, so my knee's bent, and I just very slowly brought the back leg forward. Hi. I'm going to take my hands at the hamstring and draw the thigh into the belly, because once again, we're supporting the digestive system. Now the leg is up against my ascending colon, your descending colon. Hopefully we're still on the same leg. Relax the shoulders, breathing. Then I'm going to take my hands at the calf, soften the shoulders, and lift the leg up. Sit tall. I realized I was just like leaning back on my tailbone. So I'm always making these little baby corrections while I'm practicing. Once again, listen to your inner teacher. Pay attention to what you're doing. Maybe you can take the ankle, maybe you can take the strap around the foot. It's all good. My elbows are the same distance to the earth. Keeping my shoulders balanced, sitting tall, flexing the foot. Maybe engage that quadricep muscle to soften the hamstrings and go deeper into this pose. All right, once again, I want you to listen to my words. This is very important. Bend the knee. Wrap your arm around the leg. I like to come all the way down to my ankle because I want to make sure that knee is 100% flexed before going into Padmasana. Very detrimental to the knee. I'm not a big fan of this pose. I said it earlier. I'm just going to say it, but I still need to teach it. And then you're going to take your hand and cup the foot, and you're going to turn the foot so you see the base of the foot. Meanwhile, my ankle's into the hip right now. I'm keeping the knee flexed to assist that foot deep into the groin region. And then how slowly, you're going to realize if you go into the pose this way, that knee is going to come down just a little bit more. This is Ardha Padmasana. Half is Ardha, half lotus pose. Breathing. If you wish to go into full pose, don't try it now if you've never done it before. But if you wish to, I want you to sit back first before letting the foot sit back to come up. I see the base of my feet and I'm sitting tall. Close your eyes. Inhale, lift your heart, turn to the side. You're twisting, sit tall, turn your head. Big twist here, turn your shoulders. Inhale back to center, grow tall, turn the opposite direction, turn your head, twist. Inhale back to center, lift your heart, fold forward. This is fine right here. You're still hinging from the hips and you're getting a nice lower back stretch. Okay? Everybody's different. B-O-D-Y. Slowly, I'm making my way forward, and I'm bringing my elbows down. I'm distributing the weight equally in my elbows once again. I'm not hanging out on one side. I'm pressing my hands. I just realized I press my hands into the mat to release my hip sit bones down, and then I'm going to come forward again. Breathing for 3. Stay focused for 2. Take your time and sit up. Sit back. Sit all the way back before releasing the cross of the legs. Got that? Oh boy. Sit up. Shake it out. Point and flex. Rotate. Okay, we're going to do a seated twist. Okay? This is called Dandasana, staff pose. Hope my feet are clean. I haven't worn shoes in about a month because I've run to the grocery store a few times. Breathing. My sit bones are evenly distributed on the mat. My shoulders are soft. I'm tucking my chin. I'm internally rotating my thighs right now, pressing the back of the knees to the mat. Very active pose, a perfect 90-degree angle. And then I'm going to bend my knee, mirror me, cross the foot over. I'm pressing this foot down to the ground evenly. I'm not hanging out like this, la-di-da, right? Foot down, foot flex, foot down, anchor, sit tall. Place the hand behind you, inhale the arm up, draw the belly in, turn towards that bent knee. Keep these feet, keep your foot active, press your heel down, keep that foot down to the ground, grow tall, turn, the lower belly, turn the rib cage, turn your shoulders, elbow to the outside of the leg, lift your heart, inhale, and then gently turn a little bit more and turn your head. Okay, this is going to be a very slight action within the body, so we're making a slight spinal adjustment in this pose right now. I'm going to think that your left, my right, your left sit bone that I'm sitting on is, as I sit tall, is ever so slightly moving towards the opposite sit bone. And then I grow taller and twist deeper, turn your head. So it's just allowing the body to twist just a little bit deeper, soften the shoulders and breathe. Can you turn just the head to the opposite direction? Let the chin lead the turn, not your forehead. Breathing. Take your time. Slowly move back to center. Release the cross of the legs, shake it out. Find your staff pose. Dandasana. Breathing. Bend the opposite knee. Sit tall, root that foot, it's active. Cross the foot over the knee. Press your foot down, the 3 points of your foot. You're not hanging out like this right now. We're very active. Lift your chest. Sitting tall, sit on your sit bones, don't lean back on your tailbone. Inhale the arm up, mirror me. Draw the belly in, turn the belly towards that bent knee, the lower belly, place the hand behind you. Inhale, lift your chest, turn the rib cage, turn your shoulders, place the elbow to the outside of the leg. Use it like a little kickstand to allow the body to go just a little deeper. Keep that foot active, keep both feet active, turn your head. Now, as I said in the twist we just did on the other side, your right sit bone, my left sit bone, is moving towards the opposite sit bone. It is a very slight, even if you just think about it, something's happening. So I'm going to sit tall and visualize that sit bone is moving towards the opposite sit bone that we're sitting on. It's a little slight adjustment to grow tall and twist just a little deeper. Turn your head for 3 breaths. Soften the shoulders. Breathing in and engaging the belly as you exhale for 2. And then slowly turn your head the opposite direction. Breathing like this. Come back to center. Release the cross of the legs. And here we are. I'm going to turn the body around. I'm going to engage my belly to articulate my spine down 1 vertebra at a time. I want to move slowly. Engage. Draw the knees into the chest. Apanasana. I'm going to take out my rubber band again. Draw the knees into the chest. My fingertips are pointing towards my toes. I'm hugging my knees into the body. Very therapeutic action here. On your inhale, draw the knees away from the body and stretch out your shoulders. Draw the belly in, and on your exhalation, slowly squeeze the knees squeeze the thighs into the belly, massaging the organs in the belly. Yes. Start softening up, preparing for Shavasana. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale through the nose and reach. Stretch out your shoulders. Engage your belly slowly as you exhale. Hug the thighs into the belly. You're massaging the intestines. Last time like this, inhale. Lengthen. Stretch out your shoulders. Draw the belly in. Exhale. Slowly. If you want to take a little twist with the legs right now, you can do that. One direction or the other direction. You can open up your knees, let the knees float to one direction and the other direction. Just a little bit more twisting in the spine if you wish to. Or Hug your legs into the body. It's like you're hugging someone that you haven't been able to hug in a long time. Breathing. These are virtual hugs. Giving thanks to your beautiful, perfect, imperfect, unique body. And once you finish hugging, extend the legs long. Let the toes float out to the side. We'll externally rotate or open up your hips so we're open in this position. Palms facing up. I'm allowing space in my armpits. Walking my shoulder blades down, tucking the chin. So you don't want to have the head up like this right now. You're flexing in the neck. No. Walk the back of your head towards the wall behind you to lengthen the back of the neck. Let the eyelids cover the eyes. Make little subtle adjustments so there's no tension in the body at all. Where are you gripping onto tension? Soften your face. Make your face totally expressionless. Even that little baby space between the eyes, can you let it go? Part the teeth. Relaxing the jaw. Release the tongue from the roof of the mouth and let it become passive. And just think about the beautiful breath, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. You can stay here for another minute or 5 minutes. Just don't take a nap. I want you to be aware. Breathing. Keeping the breath soft and smooth. Without the breath, there is no yoga. After Shavasana, draw the knees back into the chest. Roll your body to the right side to protect your heart. Place both hands on the mat to evenly support yourself up. I try to keep my head down. I come to Sukhasana, a comfortable cross-legged seated position, and then I slowly let my head come up. Sukha is comfort and ease. So now we're in a comfortable cross-legged seated position. Lift your heart. Close your eyes. Nice deep breaths. So you can stay here and focus on your inhalations and your exhalations. And your inhalations and your exhalations. The exhalation is nice and long. Do that for about 10 rounds of breaths. And then I want you to inhale and exhale. Try to make it the same length. Inhaling and exhaling, always pausing between the inhale and the exhalation. So you can stay here and work on your breath right now, and then close your eyes and just gently think about something positive in your life, and you can meditate on that. It's just a one-point focus. Sitting nice and tall. Inhale the arms out to the side, surround the body with peace. And exhale the hands home to the heart center. Namaste. Thank you.